Hello, friends. Nice to see all of you. We will, of course, record the town hall and we'll share the video from the town hall with the whole community. If you don't understand English language, we will make the translation into Russian language later. From other side, it's always good to improve your skills in English language. And I hope we will know more and more languages. I hope most of this languages that we will know in the future, it will be the Rust, Golang, Python, JavaScript. It's time to learn program languages because this is our future. We need to know how to communicate with the computers. Friends, for now, we are in the process of going from this picture because for now our DAS don't really control the post-human validator on 100% because we need to run the blockchain and to write a lot of smart contracts and so on to improve our decentralized governance model. But for now, DAS control the core team. And this is a very good step to decentralize the validator because before core team was governed post-human validator and nobody can tell nothing to the core team and the core team can decide any they want. For now, does have the real control on the core team and this real control based as on the our decentralized autonomous organization with the proposal as on our reputation and our promises to do anything that DAS will decide. Of course, the best solution, trustless solution, will be in the near future when the DAS will totally control post-human validator and will be no difference between the core team and delegators. We are on the way to this beautiful picture. For now, it's like this. So now we as the core team need to speak with the community to understand what they want and to tell information that we know because we are working with a lot of different projects. Some main points we want to show you and ask community what do you think about it, how it's better to do, and just share with you our visions and understand does our community support these ideas or not. Maybe we need to go some other way. The one of the main questions it's about our liquidity. We have liquidity at the Juno swap. For now it's $1,025,000 in Juno and PHMN. And we can see how much it's near 35K of Juno and near 4,000 of PHMN. So we can transfer this liquidity. For now, to transfer this liquidity, only me and Albert have such possibility because it's connected to the ledger. And without ledger, nobody can do it. So thus, decentralized autonomous synchronization needs to create proposal to transfer this liquidity, and in this proposal will be written that we want that the core team, it's like this, does tell core team transfer the liquidity from the Juno swap to Osmosis. How it will be? So we see that we have this liquidity. We can manage this liquidity and we can remove 50% of this liquidity. So we provide 100% liquidity. We will remove 50% of liquidity from the Juno swap pool. It will not change any price. We will just remove 50% of the liquidity. After we will remove 50% of the liquidity, we will have Juno and PHMN, 50% of Juno and 50% of PHMN. Juno, we will swap to the Atom. I think we will swap it to the Atom by using two pools. first pool that we will use, it's a pool on the Juno swap, Juno Atom, because it have big liquidity, 4.8 million. Second pool we can use, it's a pool on the osmosis. We can see that here exists pool Atom Juno with the also liquidity 1.8 millions. So we will exchange Juno into Atom, and we will have PHMN and Atom. After this PHMN and Atom, we will put on the frontier. So what it's important to understand, this liquidity that we have here on the Juno swap, it's a liquidity of our validator. To be true, not all liquidity, because in this liquidity 2000 of Juno, it's my own Juno that I was added by myself from my own funds. And in one moment, I will tell friends, time to return me my investments. Yes, but I don't ask it right now. We will do it later, not a problem. For the community, it's very good because at the beginning, when I was at 2000 Juno to PHMN pool, Juno was kind of the $27 or something like this. Now Juno $2. So I will take totally small amount, and moreover, when I will get out my liquidity with Juno, I also will get out PHMN, but this PHMN I will not take to myself. This PHMN that we will take out to return me Juno, we will send to the treasury. As you can see, this treasury for now don't have a lot of funds, but it will have, and we will have possibility to spend this treasury with the PHMN for the community. If somebody do something good for the community, or if somebody have any ideas and want to implement, but they don't have enough funds, they can create proposal or ask somebody who have 128 PHMN to create the proposal. We will speak about this proposal, we will create the proposal, we will vote, and the person will get funds from the treasury, totally trustless, very good. Yes, so this is our plan, how we will transfer liquidity. Now we have this information about how much Juno and PHMN in the one pool. Here will be new stats about Atom and PHMN and why this is cool and nice for our community. So for now, this liquidity, when we have, if you change Juno to PHMN and back, we have swap fee, and this swap fee go to us, to our DAS, because we are the main liquidity providers. And always with every exchange, our decentralized autonomous synchronization, all of us who now participate, it's 1,092 people, get this 0.3%. Our liquidity grew up, and for us, it's a price of Juno grew up. Second moment that we already have pools like Atom Juno, and we can see how much Juno exchanged here, but we don't get this fee because it's not our pool. But when we will create, and here is, we can also see that is a big volume, 1.3 million every 7 days, 76,024 hours. Yeah. It was question, no? Okay. So when we will create the third pool, that it's called ATOM-PHMN, what it will be? It will be the next. Any moment that the price of Atom and Juno exchange, for somebody will be profitable to exchange PHMN on Atom, exchange Atom to Juno, Juno to PHMN, PHMN back to Atom and get more atoms. Or in the another way, exchange Atom, Juno to Atom, Atom to PHMN, PHMN to Juno and get more Juno. So it will be kind of battery when we have 3 different pools and only exchange the difference in one pool, run this battery to the one side or to another side. Who will do this? Arbitrage. So every time we see the cool difference between osmosis and Juno swap, we try to exchange it to make the balance the same. So at first, what it will give to us? It will give to us very good balance. For now, as you can see, we are depends from the Juno very much. So we always grew up in Juno, and by our mathematics, it was like this, and it will be like this by the mathematic. And this is the chart how we grew up in Juno. And also, friends, with new ATH, 1 PHMN, 8.7 Juno, very good. We will grow up more and more in Juno. The problem that Juno fell down in the price. So to prevent, and that's why we can look at the how our prices looks in the dollar. If we will look at PHMN, we have the best stats. So analytics, find our token PHMN.
Можно вопрос задать?
Yes, of course.
Владимир, вот тут переводят на русский и говорят, что будет, ну, ты планируешь вывести свои вложения, продать Juno, я так понял, нам так перевели, хотел.
No, this is the wrong understanding. This is not about the selling Juno. It means we have in our pool, for now, I already was telling it, we have Juno and PHMN. 2,000 of this Juno is my own Juno. We will create proposal in one moment, and community will decide, can I return back to myself this Juno or not? We will take part of the Juno with the PHMN. Juno I will keep for myself because it's my own Juno. PHMN will be sent to the treasury. So we will not sell nothing. It will not change any price. Just the amount of the Juno and PHMN will be little bit less. But this is for the future and for the governance. So I tell, inside of this pool, 2,000 of Juno is my own Juno. And I was edited at the beginning. I ask community to return back for myself my own Juno. And I will take it back not together with PHMN, just my Juno. PHMN we will send to the treasury for all of us. If community will so good and kind that will tell, okay, Vladi, if it's your Juno, we say, okay, we will return you back your Juno. If community will not so kind, they will say, no, we don't give to you, return back to your Juno. I will say, okay, we have the community that we have. I will live with this community, even if you don't want that I return back to myself my own Juno. Now you understand? It will be in the future. It will tell about the plans. So, for now, we have such situation when we want to transfer and we tell how we will transfer, and it will be made for the proposals. To make it very fast, we already start the proposal number 3. I really glad that we have so big turnout. Turnout is 72%. We are much more active than most of the networks. go to the proposals and look for the turnout of the many proposals to understand how we are cool, because we have turnout 72%. It's very rare when so many people are actively participate, and this is, we are proud that we are so active. We are much more active than most of the communities, most of the chains. Now we change the proposals to the 7-day, that for the 7-day we can do it. Just we need to wait only 7 days to make our proposal faster, to develop our chain faster. And of course, all of this will be based on the participation, but I totally sure that 7 days, if this is enough to make a decision, because in osmosis it's only 3 days, and we will have 7 days, 2 times more than in osmosis. Maybe when we will be more developed in the future, we also need to change some decisions to the 3 days. But when we will launch the blockchain for the post-human validator, of course, we will have multi-voting system, and we will have proposals that you need to vote in 3 days, proposals that you need to vote 7 days, proposals that will be very important, that need 2 or 3 weeks for the decision, and so on and so on. So for now, we use the interface of the DAO zone. It's cool functionality, but of course, we can create much more better functionality with our own blockchain. We will speak about it a little bit later. For now, this main idea of the transferring of the liquidity from the JunaSwap to osmosis, I hope you understand what we will have. We just will have one pool with the half of price on the JunaSwap, and the same we will have pool on the osmosis frontier, where will be ATOM-PHMN. So we will have these pools under control of our DAF, and all the time when the people will exchange from the one pool to another pool or back, our DAS will earn this fee. So all of us will have little bit more and more with 0.3%. Why people will exchange? Because of the difference of the prices, because of the people who are interested in the arbitrage. So it will be kind of 24 hours of exchanging in one side and another side. All of us can participate in it. We will just, with this, we will get very good and stable price that will never depends on the Juna price, but will depends on the some other macro and microeconomics effects. If somebody have the questions about the liquidity from the JunaSwap and how we will create Atom Osmo pool and ATOM-PHMN pool at osmosis, or you have any other cool decisions and ideas, please tell it right now, because if everything is clear and no better solution, let's go to the next topic. But if everything clear, that's nice. If somebody has something much more interesting, please tell, because we want to do the best. Yeah, so if we will look our price, PHMN USD, we are also really cool. And this falling down of the price depends not because we are bad as the PHMN, but because the Juna fell down. And even if Juna fell down more and more, we keep the prices on the bearish market. And when all other coins goes down, we don't goes down. So just imagine what will be on the bullish market. We will grow up with the price of Atom, and we will grow up with the price of Juna. So looks like we have only bright future. Moreover, if we will look for now, the biggest part, it's 78% of PHMN, it's a 44,000 holded in the DAS. So it means people even don't have a possibility to sell a lot. Yeah, and it's only 8,000 in the free circulation that can be sold. And near 4,000 in the liquidity pools. So we are protected as hell. I don't know what needs to happen that our price can go down. Moreover, we will create in the Q4 quarter 4 this quarter we will create 4,000 PHMN more, and this 4,000 PHMN will be distributed again by our delegators and by our DAS holders. So every DAS holder will get kind of, for every one PHMN in the DAS, one DAS holder will get 0.0359 PHMN. For now, we can see that more people hold PHMN in DAS, less they will have, but it means that for 100 PHMN in DAS, you will get 3.59 PHMN, so kind of 3.6 for the quarter, multiplied on the 4, because in the 1 year we have 4 quarters, and it will be kind of 14%. So for now, our APR of PHMN for holding in DAS kind of 14%. That is very good percent for many different chains. And remember that we, when we distribute PHMN, we don't distribute a lot in the one hand. We distribute for the many people by small amount. It means that we don't have even player who can sell a lot in the one moment. This is the beautifulness of our tokenomics, beautifulness of mathematics, beautifulness of game theory, and that's why, and of course, we try to do the best. We don't want to give chance, even one chance. We will try to do everything for the stable development that we can live on these efforts in future, and that PHMN will be not the token for speculation, not like Binance Smart Chain, buy, sell, buy, sell. This is not really works. It will be the real investment, long-term investment that you can hold, and it will give you funds to live. This is what our dream, like hold something to stop to work and live on rewards. Like in the past, it was, oh, I want to have 1 million in the bank and live on 3% of it. We want to build something like this, that people can just hold it, govern, participate in the community, and have no economical problems. And we want it for ourselves and for our community. Of course, we want it for the whole society, for the whole humanity. But let's start from our small circle, and if we will have good model, we can tell friends, look how we do the same, you will get the same. We are in the brave experiment, glad that we are together. So, next moment that it's very important, if people with liquidity already have no questions, yes, we can. We will take more and more proposals in DAS, more and more often we will vote, and we will vote on the different questions. So, for example, one of the main questions, it's networks that stop to develop by themselves. So, for example, now I will turn on myself. Some of the networks that we are validate, they are very profitable. They are good. They bring a lot of value to the PHMN liquidity. They bring value to pay for the infrastructure and so on. Some networks not so profitable, and maybe we have a too small stake, maybe it's just the also bearish market and so on. But some networks not only not profitable, but even stop to be developed by the team. And we can't force the team of the project to develop the project. So, for example, as we can see, such networks like the Reason stop to be developed. Somebody heard something news about Reason. No. And this network, we spend more funds to support, and we contribute, we doing something, we spread the information, we make infographics, we are working with communities, but we put so much forces and we don't see the results. So we want to send to the such projects, and we have several projects that we validate, and we want to send them kind of letters. Friends, our community, government validator, we validate you, and our community waiting for something, for that you also will do something. We provide you security, we provide you contributions, we provide you so many different services, IBC relays, so on, so on. We are always pay and doing something to develop your network. Why you don't do nothing? And we will look what these networks will answer to us. If these networks want to change something and they will say, friends, we are in the process of the development, it will be so, we will give you additional delegation, we will say, okay, we believe you, we are waiting. If they will answer to us nothing, we will start to create proposal to leave, to left these networks. And it will be the list of the networks that are not profitable, plus don't develop. And we think better we will have less networks, but we will contribute to them more and they will be profitable. Then we will have more networks, but some of them will work in minus. Because this is minus as for us as the team, this is the minus for the community, for the liquidity of PHMN. And if these networks want to decide that we don't left this network, not a problem. Buy PHMN, join the governance, vote, don't left the network. For us, it will be very profitable. So for now, I think we have kind of 11 networks that are not really profitable or kind of zero. And we don't want to left all of them, because we understand that exists bearish market, we understand that economics not always combine together with the technology, and in some networks we believe more than in others, because we see how developers works. But when we don't see that developers create something, when we don't see that the team do something, we need to stop to support such networks, because we can't help to everybody. We need to help to those who want to be helped. Yeah, we need to help to those who try to develop. And of course, not always we get the success on our way of the development. But those who even don't try to do the best, sorry, we will not participate together with you in doing nothing, because we want to do something. And we are here not just to be, we are here to change something, to make something better. So if somebody from the community have something against it, or have any other ideas or visions, please tell us. Or if it's very clear that we don't really need to support networks then that do nothing, we can go to the next topic.
We will leave some chains as validator if the chains won't be profitable, right?
We will speak, at first, we will send letter to the project where we will explain that for now, we are not anymore decentralized validator. And for now, we are validators that governed by the decentralized autonomous synchronization and interest of thousands of people behind this validator. And our validator provide services as the security, technical contributions, humanitarian contributions to these projects. But these projects do nothing for development of the projects. So for us, it's already start to be a shame. We tell, oh, we support this project and this project do nothing. It's our reputation. It's our energy. It's our time. We will write them. Do you want to change this situation? What you can tell to us? If this project will try to do something and give to us the answer, we will share this answer with our community, and our community will decide, do we need to leave this network or do we need to keep this network? We will create proposal. In every proposal for every chain. For example, for now, as we can see, it's the reason, one of the chain that we don't really understand why we suffered, because they stopped to develop. So we will, on example of this, we will write, we as the validator propose to leave the reason and stop to validate it. If our community will support this proposal and this proposal will pass, we will give 3 weeks to all our delegators and to undelegate from the validator POSTHUMAN in reason, and after we will shut down the machine by the wish of the decentralized autonomous synchronization. If this proposal will not pass, we will still validate reason because our community don't support to live in the network. And we will do such proposal for every chain that it's not profitable. We will add all mathematics, how much this chain delegates to us, how much we get from this chain, and how much from these commissions go to PHMN liquidity, and so on. People will see that we spend more resources than we get from the network, and will make a decision. Vote yes, let's left the network, or no, let's keep this network. By this way, we will get the best solutions for most of the networks, and we will have only those networks that are good for the community, because we decide, and we will concentrate more power and more energy on the supporting of the good networks, and will stop to put our forces inside of the networks that won't do nothing. To finalize our governance model and to make the posthuman validator really decentralized, we need to run the blockchain for the posthuman validator. Who will validate this posthuman blockchain? Not posthuman, because we can't validate our own blockchain by the moral reasons. Because if we will validate our own blockchain, other people will tell, you create the better conditions for your validator in the chain because it's your validator. And even if it will not be like this, and even if we will try to be the most objective, other people will tell it anyway. We understand that this is how human nature works. So the only one possibility to have a good reputation, and that's everybody understand that we create the equal rules for everybody, it's not validate our own blockchain. So who need to validate this blockchain? Our validators friends, and this is CyberG validator, Web3 validator, Citizen Cosmos, and moreover, we are waiting for the Cosmos station. We are hope that Ignite and many other cool validators will join us. So for now, we collect the good core of the validators who are interested in the governance, who are interested in the development, not short-term speculants. And we easily understand who is good player and who is not, because we are validator with the huge experience and we already know a lot of good validators. So all these validators will run the network, and this network for the posthuman validator will have several kinds of tokens. Of course, it will be PHMN token as the governance token, and it will not be economical token in the chain. So we will have as the PHMN token CV20 contract on the Juno, as we will have PHMN native, and it will be easy transferable from one to another, as you can see everywhere. So this is the beautifulness of IBC and so on. And everybody can exchange CV20 to the native. It will be burned of CV20 and opening of PHMN native, and so on and so on. Second moment, that we will have economical token in the blockchain. We still don't create a name, but we will create it together. This economical token will be for the economics inside of the blockchain. What is the economics of the blockchains? At first, it's a paying fees. So when the person making transaction inside of the posthuman blockchain, this person needs to pay fee for the transaction. At second, it will be economical token to make some exchanges. Sometimes we are with the question where we need to put our liquidity, at the Juno swap or at the Osmosis or maybe at any other DEX. We will have our own DEX. This will be very easy for us. Why? Because we can implement custom smart contracts that will take the profit from the validators in other chain, and by the smart contracts, we trustless, without any problems, put it directly to the liquidity. So moreover, it will bring for all of us much more profit, because we will have not only governance token is the PHMN that also have value and also can be traded, but will be used for the governance. All of us also will get economical tokens. So we will make the drop of the new economical tokens for the people who are owners of the PHMN, who hold the PHMN. And I think we need to choose maybe some other groups of the people who we are respect. For example, ATOM holders. We can send some tokens for people who delegate ATOM. And Juno. Why? Because we do a lot on the Cosmos, we do a lot on the Juno. We need to be respectable for those developers and for those who keep the value of the Cosmos and of the Juno. And moreover, it will bring us also new users who will use our network and who will use our DEXs and so on. Moreover, on our blockchain will be not only economical part and not only governance part, we will have the gamification part, and for this will be created one more token and so on. So our blockchain will not be just the blockchain for the blockchain. Our blockchain will play the big role in the development of the Cosmos ecosystem in future. And the main value that we can bring to the Cosmos ecosystem and to other networks, it's a new governance models. Because as you can understand, now the governance of the Cosmos in small crisis, and the governance models that bring us proof of stake networks, they are much more better than any models that we have in the reality, material reality. It's much more better than in any country, but it still have some problems that need to be solved. And if we want to bring new decentralized governance models to the Cosmos ecosystem, we need to test them. We need to understand, will be new model better than previous? How we can understand it? We need to test this model, look at the result of this model, what it gives, look how it's more effective or less effective. If we will find model that will be more effective in the economical questions, governance questions, and so on, we will say this model works better. You can see it by your eyes. Implement this model to the Cosmos, to Juno, to all other networks. So we will be those who will bring new kind of the decentralized governance to the whole ecosystem, and this is one of the biggest value that we can produce. A lot of validators will validate our blockchain of post-human blockchain, and of course it means that they will be interested that the post-human have more success in other networks, because for them it stopped to be difference. Delegate to post-human validator or delegate to my validator, for them no reason, because no difference, because if somebody delegate to post-human or somebody delegate to the citizen Cosmos, for citizen Cosmos it's the same. The citizen Cosmos will get the profit as from post-human as from citizen Cosmos. And this is our vision of overcoming of egoism. We will distribute our ego. We will do something like in Bible, love your neighbor like you love yourself. And what we need to do in this case, we need to share our interests. If you in my interests, it means that you kind of me, because your interests, it's my interests. So we need to make interests of post-human, the interests of other validators, and it means that if something good for validators that validate our network, it's good for us. If for us is something good, it's good for the other validators who validate our network. And by this way, we will get new kind of relations inside of the blockchain, where everything will be based not on irrational competition, where validators will tell, delegate to me, I'm best, blah, blah, blah. We will tell, delegate to us, we. And this is really some really big value that will change a lot in the future development of the blockchains. Also, of course, this is the data, and you know that the data, it's the biggest value for now. And as the many validators validate many different blockchains, they can provide many different data that we can keep in our blockchain, and it will make post-human blockchain kind of the upgradable chain with a lot of information from many different networks that can be used by the developers, validators, builders. It will be it can be kind of trustless RPC, or it can be kind of decentralized oracle, and it can be like a hub to transfer NFTs. So it will be usable, and as people will use it, the price of our economical token will grow up, because it will be based on amount of transactions. More people make transactions inside of our blockchain, it will be more price, more value of our economical token. And all other validators will be based on the interest of getting fees from these transactions. You can see the very near system, for example, in the Kujira, when the price of the token depends not on the emission, when it depends of how often people make exchange. And more people make exchange, more other users get profit. We will do kind of this, but little bit updated, more updated than Kujira. And it also will be based on real usability of the network. If nobody use network, it costs nothing. If everybody use network, it price bigger and bigger, and more usability will be, more it will be in all our interests. If you have any questions about the future blockchain and future development, feel free to ask. And also, if you have any other questions, also feel free to ask, because we are here now to speak, to understand better what we will do and what we need to do for our development, because now all of us, it's a parts of some meta-organism. Now all of us are distributed, decentralized people on the different sides of the planet, but all together in the digital space, we create kind of new meta-organism. And this organism, we are part of it. And we start to have some bigger functionality and possibilities. So let's don't lose this great chance to be a part of something bigger than every of us. Of course, not only big validators will be in our chain. Just for the beginning to start, we need to collect big validators who already do something that people understand that our blockchain, it's not a fake. It's not we run our own machines because we are professional validators, friends. We can run our own blockchain kind of 24 hours. We will just create 100 fake KYC, registered on 100, not on 5 different data centers. We'll rent a servers in France, Finland, Canada, all over the world, run our own validators with different names, and after we will say, can you see it? Our chain network is decentralized. We are validated by 100 different validators all over the world. And every checking of it will show that this is the true. But it will not be the true, because behind all of these 100 validators, why we don't do this? Because it's not interesting, because it means why it's not interesting. We will not get nothing from this, because all of these validators is a fake validators, not real validators. They not contribute, they don't make tools, they don't develop the network. For what we need validators that do nothing? So that's why at the beginning we need to find the validators with the names, with the reputation, and that all other people understand. Or this validator, it's a not post-human validator, because it's Cosmos Station validator. And we know that Cosmos Station do this, and post-human and Cosmos Station, it's two different validators. Or we see Web3 validator, we see Citizen Cosmos validator. We understand Citizen Cosmos validator, not a post-human validator. So after we will have this core of the validators that other people know, it will not be 100 validators. It will be kind of the start the network to show to everybody that we are really decentralized. And after, many other validators can join and bring the value and so on. And of course, Lawrence, we know that you are studying in the validator school and you contribute a lot and you develop everything. Of course, we will glad to see also the small validators that will glad to bring new value to contribute to the network. Just we want to start to explain to the people that we don't create the validators that will validate us. We need to that people understand that all we do is the true story, not the speculation fake. People ask about the amount of the validators in the active set. So as we will create the new governance model in the post-human validators, it will be based, of course, on the tender mint. It will be Cosmos SDK based chain, but we will a little bit change some moments in the process of the consensus, and consensus will not be based on the delegations to the validators. It will be more based on the how good validator keep the network on the uptime of the validator. So as this system will works on the uptime, not on the amount of delegations and not on the amount of voting power, we can have much more validators in the active set because they will come to the consensus more faster. The active set of the post-human blockchain can be much more bigger than 150 validators. But, and of course, it will be permissionless system. So people always can create their own validators. But I think as the community of the post-human and as the people who actively participate in the governance, we can't to forbid to bad players to do something, but we can incentivize good players. So those validators who will bring more contributions to the network will get incentives from the community because we are interested in them. As the result, we want to have such system that it's profitable and interesting to be a validator only if you do something in the network and contribute somehow. And if you not really contribute, just run the machine and doing nothing, it will not be really profitable for you, so you will turn off your machine. So by this way, by the incentivization of good behavior without any punishment, we will get the big amount of the validators who contribute and doing something because it will be profitable for them. And all others just will leave the network because it will not be profitable for them. It will be kind of beautiful mathematical model behind of it with the based on the game of theory and also of course we will work on this model together with the community and other validators, and everybody can update this model because the interest of us it's a create brilliant governance model. Some people ask about if we will decide it by the community wish. So it means that we will create the proposal. Do we need to validate SIF chain or not? If community will vote, let's leave the SIF chain, we will leave the SIF chain. If community will vote, let's keep the SIF chain, we will keep the SIF chain. Because it's a hard questions for many of us. From one side, we see the technology of the SIF chain, and we see that it's have the connections with Ethereum and so on and so on. From other side, we see that the team of the SIF chain do nothing to update this project. And we can't, we are just a validator, not the team. So it means we don't have a real power to decide. So we can create some proposals, let's update this, let's update that. But team have a big power, and if team don't want to do something, it's impossible to force them. So as we don't see that the team really cares about the development of the project, maybe it's really better to leave this project. Please participate in the governance. Vote. This is important for all of us.
Yes, hello. Some people ask from the chat that when they can start to create proposals tomorrow or 1 month or maybe week.
So to be true, people can start to create proposals anytime they want. It means, but if they don't have enough funds to run the proposal, just write about your proposal to the community and tell, we want to up this proposal. Let's start this proposal. If we will tell, oh, maybe change this parameter, maybe change this parameter. So sometimes some of the proposals can't be good because people speak about many factors in the one proposals. So for example, it's a bad proposal. Let's change this parameter and this parameter and this parameter. Because, for example, I can be agree with changing of one of these parameters, but not with all of them. Or maybe I can disagree with some numbers. So better to create more small proposals than one big proposal. If you have any proposal, please share your idea in the community. Let's speak together, decide, and we will put this proposal, and it can be anytime.
Okay, thank you. And how do you check that that person who create a proposal have special NFT? Because, for example, I have 128 PHMN and I create proposal, but in DAS platform.
Yes,
And
because every person who create the proposal have the Juno address, and this Juno address can be easily converted to the OmniFlix address. That's how all of you get this NFT governance NFTs. And I can easily see person who create the proposal have such possibility or not. We understand that this is the crunches. This is the not really fast and effective system. But to implement full this system on the 100%, we need to run our own blockchain. And for now, all people have this non-transferable NFTs where they can see the golden staker, bronze staker, and so on. Now we mark all of you with these NFTs, and next time we will send transferable NFTs to all those who have non-transferable NFTs, but it will be when we will run our own blockchain. When we will have our own blockchain, we already mark all of you with the non-transferable governance NFTs, so we are sure that when we will send you transferable governance NFTs, it will get those who must get it, not those who mustn't get it. It's like we keep the history, we understand what happens, and all of you will have much more possibilities after the launching of the blockchain. And it will be, I think, Q1 2023 kind of test net, and after first alpha mainnet or something, but it will be always updated more and more and more. So it will be always updated models. I don't know when we will say, okay, we have enough, let's stop to update it. I think it will never be. And as you can see, all networks goes by this way. Those networks who tell, okay, we updated enough, we don't need to update it more, this network is dead network. The question, when will be the proposal about transferring of the liquidity? One more time, I just was answering on this several we see that this proposal number 3 now will be finished in the 3 days, and our parameters will be changed on the 7 days. So after it, in 3 days, 18 hours, after this proposal will pass, we will create the proposal about transferring of the liquidity. People ask what will be if proposal will not pass. If proposal will not pass, we will not transfer liquidity. We are in the governance, and if something don't pass, we don't do. If something pass, we do. So everything is based on our wish. If our community don't want to transfer liquidity, we will not transfer liquidity. The question about when will be the snapshot for the Q4, the answer, like for all other previous snapshots, it's a secret. We will not tell you direct time and direct date because we want to prevent any kind of manipulations. The only people who will know it, it's me and Albert. When we will do it, we will tell to all others. But even most of the core team will not know the direct time and direct date to keep this information in the secret to prevent any kind of manipulations and to prevent any kind of the spreading information to some interest people. So we want to make it as fair as it possible. Asking about the claim of the stake drop Q4, will it be before the new year? Yes, it will be before the new year because Q4 finished at the new end of the year. Because after the new year will be Q1 2023 and we will have another stake drop. So Q4 2022 will be before the new year, because the Q4 it's October, November and December. People ask about program Crew 3. This is the questions for the, I think the best who can answer it's Orion and Kate. They are the best people who can tell what's about the Crew 3 program and so on.
So a few words about QT. Yes, of course, we add some new task missions every day, every week, and we plan to develop it. And maybe we create in future, if community decide, we create a proposal. So QT will in future it will be. For example, every quarter we can do such events. For example, for one quarter, one crew, three events, and then we can create proposal about the rewards and so on.
A question: what will be after the launching of the blockchain? We will distribute among different groups economical tokens, and users will have possibility to swap PHMN CV20 to PHMN native one-to-one, and we will open new liquidity pools and run our own DEXs and run many interesting tools and functionality for the validators, developers. So we will be more rich. So if no more questions, thank you very much, friends. See you soon. Keep on contact. Bye-bye.
Thank you for amazing event.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.